Rumpelstiltskin. Once upon a time, there was a poor miller who wanted to impress the king. The miller was always boasting and exaggerating, trying to make himself sound more important than he really was. One day, when the king passed through the miller's village, the miller bowed low and said, "Your Majesty, I have a daughter so clever, so talented, that she can spin straw into gold." The king's eyes widened. Gold was the one thing he loved more than anything else. "If that is true," he said, "then bring her to my castle tomorrow. I wish to see this miracle for myself." The miller's daughter had no idea what her father had said until it was too late. She tried to protest, but the king's guards whisked her away. The first night at the castle, the king led the young woman into a room piled high with straw. A spinning wheel stood in the middle. "Spin all this straw into gold by morning," he ordered. "If you fail, you will never leave this room alive." The door locked behind him, and the girl burst into tears. She could spin ordinary thread, but straw into gold. That was impossible. Suddenly, a strange little man appeared in the corner of the room. His eyes twinkled, and he bowed with a mischievous grin. "Why do you cry, miller's daughter?" he asked. She explained her trouble, and the little man chuckled. "I can spin straw into gold. But what will you give me in return?" The girl thought for a moment and offered her necklace. The little man nodded, sat down at the spinning wheel, and by morning, every stalk of straw had become shining gold thread. When the king returned, his eyes nearly popped out of his head. But instead of being satisfied, he grew greedier. The second night, he led the girl to a larger room, filled with even more straw. "Spin this into gold by morning, and you shall live," he commanded. Again, the girl despaired. Again, the little man appeared. "What will you give me this time?" he asked. The girl gave him her ring, and by dawn, all the straw had turned into heaps of gold. The king was overjoyed, but still not satisfied. The third night, he brought the girl to the largest room yet, piled to the ceiling with straw. "Spin this straw into gold tonight," he said, "and you shall be my queen." When the girl was left alone, the little man returned once more. "What will you give me this time?" he asked. The poor girl had nothing left. She had given away her necklace, her ring, and she owned nothing else of value. "I have nothing more to give you," she whispered. The little man tapped his chin. "Very well, then promise me this. When you are queen, you will give me your firstborn child." The girl gasped. She didn't want to make such a promise, but she was terrified of the king and thought she had no choice. At last, she agreed. The little man spun the straw into gold, and in the morning, the king, delighted beyond words, married her. A year later, the miller's daughter became queen, and in time, she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. She had almost forgotten her promise until one night, the strange little man appeared in her chamber. "Now give me what you promised," he demanded. The queen fell to her knees. "Please, I cannot give up my child. I will give you all the gold and jewels in the kingdom, but not my baby." The little man frowned. "Very well," he said at last. "I will give you 3 days. If, within that time, you can guess my name, you may keep your child." The guessing game. For 2 days, the queen sent messengers far and wide to collect names. She guessed every name she could think of. Is it Thomas? Is it Henry? Is it William? But each time, the little man shook his head. On the third day, a messenger returned with strange news. "Your Majesty, I saw a curious little man dancing around a fire in the woods," he sang to himself. Tonight, my plans I spin, the queen will never win. For no one knows my secret claim, that Rumpelstiltskin is my name." The queen's eyes lit up with hope. That evening, when the little man arrived, she smiled. "Is your name Robert? Or perhaps Samuel?" The little man cackled. "Wrong, wrong." Then the queen said softly, "Is your name Rumpelstiltskin?"
At that, the little man screamed with rage.
"The devil told you! The devil told you!" he cried. In a fury, He stomped his foot so hard it sank deep into the floor. With a roar, he vanished, never to be seen again. The queen hugged her baby tight, overjoyed that she had saved him.
The lesson.
The miller's daughter was safe, the baby was safe, and the king was happy. But she never forgot the trouble her father's boast had caused. All the danger, all the fear, all the near loss of her child came from one foolish lie. From that day forward, she taught her people, honesty is the best policy. One little lie can grow into great danger, but the truth will always keep you safe. Moral of the story: boasting, lying, or making false promises can lead to trouble. Always be honest. The truth may be simpler, but it is also safer and wiser.